Hi, today we have with us Himar Hernandez Santana, and he is working as a specialist in Iowa State University Extension Program for Economic and Community Development Program in small towns in Iowa. He had been engaged in leadership and training program for new immigrants in the area, and he had been facilitating and helping the new business owners to how to initiate their businesses in those small towns and how to get engaged with business networks. And today we will ask from him that how he had been working with those immigrant business owners in the area, and which type of challenges they have to face and how to overcome those challenges.
So how I got started with the business network was I was approached by Tom Quinn, who is now retired, and he wanted some assistance with the Latino businesses in Ottawa. And what we found out is that they weren't working together. They were working each separately, and so they were buying products from other cities, even from other states, when they could be purchasing within each other. And so that's how we got the business network started in Ottawa. Well, some of the challenges that we found was trust. Obviously, the business leaders did not trust each other. It's not in the Latino culture business to trust other business owners because there's not a culture of chambers, business networks. And so that was really hard to put people that didn't think they had things in common, sit them down at the same table and talk about issues that affected them all. So I would say that was the hardest barrier. But once we managed to get some trust on the table and talk about the issues, they found out that they all had similar issues and that they would all benefit if they talked about them versus each of them going on each own. So once we passed that, we were very successful with the network. So some of the challenges that we had with the business owners trying to decide where to come or not to the meetings and belong to the network was obviously the trust issue, which we already talked about. But we also had other issues such as time. We had to make sure that it's on a very specific time of the day and of the week. So we found out that 9 o'clock was a good time. But before that, we obviously tried different times and nobody showed up or we had very little attendance. So we finally managed to find the perfect timing, which was either 8 or 9 in the morning. And we've always, since then, had very good attendance. The other issue we had was also trust in government. We obviously were seen as part of government, which is something you usually don't trust if you come from some of these countries. And so we had to explain that we were here with no aim of gaining anything financially from them, but that it was an investment, obviously, that we wanted to educate them and help them with the issues. Also get them to talk and help them solve their own issues. So I think that was some of the issues. Again, trust, finding the right time and location, somewhere that wasn't aggressive to them or threatening to them. So obviously we did not start the meetings at the extension office, for example. It was later on once we got their trust. So we would have the meetings at the restaurants. We take turns going around the businesses. We had several of them inside a grocery store at some point. So it was familiar surroundings to them that weren't threatening. So, and it was also rewarding because most of them had not been in each other's businesses. So, because they saw us as a threat at one point, but eventually they thought they got good ideas from each other on how to display merchandise or how to even have the layout of the store. So, I think that was very refreshing at the end. So obviously, some of the benefits that we saw from the network was better interaction in the community. They stopped seeing each other as competition, and even though they still are, they started to see each other as people with similar issues and business owners as a group. And I think what this network has helped them with is also give them a sense of leadership. Before they saw themselves as just a business owner, and now they see themselves as leaders in the community. We talked about leadership and how people trust them in the community. And so now they see themselves as a group of business owners. And so I think it's giving them some prestige and also some sense of maybe able to change things in the community. We've had very good success stories. For example, we've had several business owners who had questions and had issues, but never had approached anybody with them. And because of these meetings, they even expanded their business. They even opened a new business. For example, we had a gentleman with a grocery store who had always wanted to open a restaurant as well, but had no clue on how to do that. And so he came to the meetings, he brought that question up, and we were able to help him open a restaurant, which has now created about 6 or 7 jobs. So that was a good impact. The other impact is we had a bakery in town, a Latino bakery, but the grocery stores were purchasing their baked goods from out of town because there was no personal connection. So it was funny because they were literally blocks away, but here was some money leaving a small rural town to Chicago or to other bigger towns when we could have kept that local. So once we had a discussion and we managed to facilitate that, we were able to have the local grocery stores buy from the local bakery, which is a win-win situation because then the bakery kept referring customers to the grocery stores as well. And I think overall we were able to keep money local, which obviously had a better impact on the people of that town, but also on the businesses themselves. So it's little things like that, and we're still seeing impact, we're still seeing benefits from that. Sometimes it's hard to explain them that that's a result of the network, that it wouldn't have happened without the network. And I see when I ask them, what do they see themselves 5 years ago versus where they are now, then they can see the differences quite a bit, and they see how they've grown, not only business-wise, but also personal-wise and knowledgeable. They're more knowledgeable about the business and how to go about sharing information and asking for questions. So I think the experience has been great. It wasn't easy, but I highly recommend it for any community. And not only with Latino businesses, but with any business community that's out there. Where are we going with the future with these? I think that communities that already have networks, our hope is that they will continue and also that they become sustainable. In other words, that they themselves are motivated to keep the networks going without the need of an outside source of support, even though we're always going to be there to support the network. And we're starting to see this in some communities in Iowa. A good example would be Mount Pleasant, where the network is self-driven. And so that's kind of the ideal situation. Is it going to happen everywhere? Probably not, but it would be maybe the ideal situation. Communities that don't have networks, how do they get there? And that's obviously something that we can always look at communities that have the networks now, and we can learn from maybe how to do things and how we did things and how we managed to create those networks. And it's not going to be an easy job, but I think that the rewards at the end are going to be better and achievable. So I would hope that communities would look at this as a benefit of economic development, but also community development. If you have a cohesive business network that are working together, it's always going to be better than it's a divided community, even if it's a business community. So again, we're here to help any community that would like to start a new business network. And we would love to share with you any experiences of the past and also research and our experiences.